What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast now. I'm Alex. In this video, we have perhaps the greatest Pirates of the Caribbean 6 rumor we've ever gotten. So, look, it is a rumor, but I've also promised many people online and that will leave comments and whatnot that whenever we get a rumor, and especially if it's a good one, I will report on it. So we do have to take it with a grain of salt, but I gotta be honest, it's not going to stop me from getting excited because this is the first one that's really, I think, taken a leap. And there's actually kind of a part two to this rumor that's even more interesting, maybe in like a slightly different way. So what is this? Okay, well, the tagline that you might have seen on Twitter or other places: a new Pirates of the Caribbean film is rumored to begin production soon with Johnny Depp returning. And it comes from the Disney Insider, who's a pretty good bunch. I used to go on this site, and I mean, you kind of see these people just posting rumors kind of all the time, like on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. It could be fake. They do say it only came, I believe, from one person. So because of that, they're going to label it a rumor and not an exclusive, but they do tend to have a lot of exclusives out there. But let's go over kind of the second part that you only actually get in the article itself. So they say one source tells us that Walt Disney Studios is quietly gearing up to begin production on the next installment of the series at One Hollywood soundstage. Although there is no timeline for when production will officially begin, we have heard that this entry will feature the return of Depp. Unfortunately, we couldn't get into any other details about the production, and we could not get a second source to verify the info either. That is why we've decided to label this as a rumor instead of an exclusive. So now look, I mean, the Johnny Depp thing I think is way more important, but the idea that quietly behind the scenes, like they might be filming this thing in the next couple months and nobody's really said anything, right? Like you tend to get every couple months, you get an update from Jerry Bruckheimer. He's doing something for something else. I mean, he's very much attached to Mission Impossible, and so maybe because of that coming up, maybe you could get some sort of just an interview. I feel like that's the best way. I feel like going through Jerry Bruckheimer is the best way. But huge, like really, really big, because this is the first jump from, well, Disney's interested in Johnny Depp, right? It's always been the whole, okay, well, they're in this pre-production stage, this planning stage, and they're either going to be talking to him or they're not going to be talking to him, right? Now it's, okay, well, I guess we skipped that part. Now he's in it. Now, he is like slowly having the comeback. I mean, he's done his own movies, he's doing his own stuff, but he is going to be in like a Hollywood production type thing within the next little while. So this would be a jump because he kind of has gone still from like indie and him doing his own stuff, and he's slowly getting in, and then all of a sudden he's in a Pirates movie with Disney, right? So there is definitely a jump there, and if that makes you want to not believe it, that's your prerogative. But I mean, look, I want to believe it. I want it to be true. We say it 1,000 times. We'll say it one more time. I actually saw people on Twitter that were kind of against this. Maybe it was just like the anti-Johnny Depp people. Jack Sparrow has been an issue with one movie, and one movie only in the Pirates franchise, and that's, in my opinion, that's 5. 5, I think, is probably the worst one if we're really looking at it with a critical eye, and Jack Sparrow was written to just be this drunk fool. He already kind of is, but he was just written as a much worse character, whether it's the curse that was placed on him in the lore, whatever you want to say. But in my opinion, it's always about the balance of Jack Sparrow, okay? And you want him back. You need him back. I'm definitely like still on that train. In fact, I've probably, been the captain of that train for a long time. But I'm not saying like put him in every single scene, make the entire movie like solely about him. That actually also doesn't work. You think of Pirates 4, he's incredible in it. Jack Sparrow is a really good character in it. The movie is still, I would say, probably the second weakest movie, and it's because of everything around it. So there is a secret to Pirates and Jack Sparrow. Please, I mean, Disney, if you're interested, bring me on board here. But that's my stance on it. I mean, people saying, oh, you've never actually tried it without him. It's not going to work. It would be a complete failure if you don't have him in it. But if you do have him in it, I would also want to just put the brakes on just for a second and say it's about how you use him. I do not want him in it for 5 minutes. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm not saying put him as a glorified cameo, but you need to have just like a good blend of him. I think 1 probably does it to most people, like maybe the best. I think 2 and 3. I really think it's specifically 3, which is my favorite Pirates movie of all time. I think there's just such a good blend of everything going on, and Jack is in it. He's a part of it. He's a big cause of why a lot of things are happening, but he's not the sole thing. He's not even maybe the most important character in Pirates 3, which is my favorite movie. It's probably Elizabeth. So that's how you use him, in my personal, and which I'm sure we will, if he is in this movie, I'm sure we will talk a lot leading into it about how to actually utilize him, so we'll bring the stuff back up. But just wanted to throw that out there. I think people are delusional if they say, oh, the movie doesn't need him, do it without him. You're insane, and I think the movie would fail. I mean, that's just my opinion. but yeah, I mean, I'm really, really excited. Hopefully this is true. But like I said, I mean, look, until he says something, until Jerry Bruckheimer says something, you do have to take it as a rumor. But it would be interesting if this thing just kind of quietly films, over like the summer or something insane like that, which would be nuts. I would not have expected that, going into this year. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.